Good afternoon. And it's a lovely day here. The sun's shining and it's bloody hot. But less about the sunshine. I want to talk to you about Xbox Game Pass. And Xbox Game Pass has been around a while now. It was rolled out for people on the Xbox Preview program, I suppose about 2 months ago now. And now it's being rolled out to people who have Xbox Gold accounts. Now, what I need to say about this is you don't want to be confused and think that you have to have a Gold account to actually have Xbox Game Pass. Once it's rolled out to everybody, you won't need to have a Gold account. You'll be able to sign up for Game Pass even if you don't have a Gold account. I just needed to make that clear because some people were getting a bit confused about that. However, the situation at the moment is only people with Gold accounts can sign up. It's kind of like a preview, a bit like they're extending the preview from Xbox Preview members through to Xbox Gold account members. As I say though, once it goes live, you'll be able to pay for it and you won't need a Gold account. Now, the price you'll have to pay will be £7.99 a month or $9.99 a month. And that's it basically. It's a flat fee and there's various games that will be available for it. Now at the moment I think it's somewhere in the region of 100 games. I think there's a few more than there were when I first looked at it. But let's go and have a look at it. Now obviously you'll first want to go in and sign up for your 14-day trial. But I've already done that. So what you want to do is go into My Games and Apps. And then you want to go into Memberships, which we've got here. And as you can see, Xbox Game Pass. Endless play, it says. So if we go in, and there it is basically. And you'll see various things here. You've got deals at the top, and on the far right hand side you've got search, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. Then you've got redeem code. Well, that speaks for itself. You've got manage, which allows you to manage the account. And if you go in there, you can actually turn off your subscription so it won't continue. So if you sign up for the 14-day trial and then you go into manage, you'll be able to turn that off. And so it won't auto renew. So anyway, let's have a look at some of the games. What games do you see? Well, first off, first thing you see obviously are the featured games. And surprise, surprise, the featured game that you see first is Halo 5 Guardians. Not a surprise because it was one of their big AAA games. And a game that, caused some controversy because people didn't like various aspects of it, like the Master Chief wasn't in it much. But, it still is a big AAA game, so it's not surprising to see that one there. And then there's others along here, varying from 360 games to Xbox One games. And, you'll have indie games as well. So if we go down to the next section, we've got all games, A to Z. Then we've got family-friendly games. And if you go into show all there, you'll have a listing of games that you can play with your kids. And go back out of that. And then underneath that you've got action adventure RPGs. And another big hitter there, you've got Mad Max. Now again, that was, some people liked it, some people didn't. I haven't played it so I can't comment. We've got Fable 3. Again, that was a little bit controversial. But we're not going to talk about the specifics of the games here. We've also got Sunset Overdrive under shooters. And you've got others, Bioshock 2 and so on and so forth. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And, there's a fair selection of games here. Now, obviously, what you'll find is that if you're a big player and you like to play games a lot of these games you'll already have. So it's not going to be such a big deal for people like me who own many of these games already. But for people who are new to the console, it's going to be pretty cool. You pay your $7.99 a month or your $9.99 a month if you're in the States, and you've got a big load of games available to you. And it's hit the ground running. And if you compare the price to the PlayStation, then PlayStation now I think is $12.99 a month the last I checked, something like that. So $12.99, and that's UK pounds, versus $7.99 UK pounds. That's a big difference. So in terms of the price, it's actually much better value for money. And it's kind of more in line with the NVIDIA Shield streaming service, which I also think is better value for money in terms of the cost, at least, although PlayStation now does offer some games that you won't get elsewhere, obviously. But that's going to be the same for any of these services. The other thing I want to mention here is if you look, now I made the mistake here of thinking that these prices were prices you'd have to pay for the games even though you'd signed up to the service initially. And I did a bit more reading round and found out that actually, no, it's not. What these prices are, if you look under Saints Row 4, it's got a price of what, $12.79 there, and it would have been, is that $15.99 or $16.99? I'm sat quite away from the television at the moment. And I thought that these prices were prices you'd have to pay anyway, even though you were signed up. But that is not the case. What these prices are is they're the prices you'll pay if you want to actually buy the game. So if we go into Saints Row, and that loads up, and you can see here now you've got the option to install or you can buy the game. Now, if you install it and then you cancel your subscription, you won't be able to play that game any longer. But obviously, if you buy it, you will be able to continue on playing the game. So it gives you the option, if you decide to stop using the service, you can buy the game. Or even if you're in a situation where the game is being taken off the service. And from what Phil Spencer has said, there will be a kind of rolling service and some games will drop off the service, a bit like with Netflix with their films and TV series. So that'll then give you the option to buy. And I've already talked about this a bit when I talked about Game Pass when it was rolled out to the insider members, or the preview members, I should say. So don't worry about the price. All the while you're subbed to this service, every single game you see here will be no more than that $7.99 or $9.99 per month. And that's about it, really. There's not a lot else to say about it at this stage. If we go up, let's have a look. If we go into all games A to Z and then show all, you get some idea of all the games we've got. And I'll just scroll through quickly and you can have a look when it loads up. And despite all the changes to the Xbox, we still have a slightly slow menu system and it takes a while to load sometimes. I think it varies from console to console perhaps. But yeah, if you look here, we've got all the games that are currently available. And if I go through it, you can see it's a fairly reasonable selection. I would have preferred it to be better, to be honest. I would have preferred to see more heavy hitters because there's not a lot here really to start with. There's a couple of really, really good games. The Gears games, but then everyone's got the Gears games already, haven't they? I mean, if you brought the most recent Gears game, you will have got codes for the others anyway. So, everybody's got codes for these games. So you're not going to need to subscribe to the service for those. But, there are some interesting games, the BioShock games. As I say, we've got Halo. And, yeah, it's an okay service, but it's not brilliant as yet. But they will keep adding more games to the service as time goes on. And I hope, and I might be pissing in the wind with this one, but I hope that they might add, and I've said this in a couple of other videos, that they might add some original Xbox games to the service at some point. Can you imagine that? Some of the old Xbox games. That would really add a bit of value to this service for us old timers out there who had original Xboxes and would like to play some of those games again. If they put something like Crimson Skies on here, I'd be really happy. Okay, I can play Crimson Skies anyway on my 360. I know it was an original Xbox game, but I had it via backwards compatibility on the 360. But it would be nice to see games like that and games like Black coming to this service. Whether that's possible, I really don't know. But that would be really nice. But as I say, that's about it. There's a couple of other things I just want to talk about briefly, which annoy me a little bit. And I will show you when the menu loads up. As I say, always the case with Xbox. They never seem to sort this out. Always takes a little while. Sony's much slicker in that area. You've got redeem code there, which speaks for itself. You've got manage, which I've already spoken about. And then you've got deals and search. Now you would think that if you went into deals or if you went into search that they would relate directly to Game Pass. But no. If you go into deals, I'll show you now. And it just brings up your standard deals, which you would get through the shop anyway. So I don't know what that's doing in Game Pass. It doesn't seem to have any relationship with Game Pass at all. And similarly with search. So if I, here we go again. Menu's taking a while to load. If I go into search, click on search, and I do a search, I don't know, what shall I look for? Halo. Let's do a search for Halo. And as you see, it brings up everything Halo. So it's not specific to Game Pass. So I suppose it's okay. But really, once the service gets bigger, you're going to need to have that search relating directly to Game Pass. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to find these games that you want to play unless you just scroll through them all. And like I say, if it does get big, say there's 300 games on there in the future, or 400, or even maybe 500 games. I don't know how many games they've got available out there for the Xbox running across their history. But if there's quite a lot of games on there, then it's going to be difficult finding the one you want. And it'd be nice to be able to do a search. So I think Microsoft need to do something about that and make that specific to Game Pass. But that's a little niggle, and I'm sure these things will get ironed out as time goes on. But in the meantime, I think it's a reasonable start. I was very excited about Game Pass when they announced it, and my enthusiasm hasn't been dampened too much. It was yesterday when I thought they were charging for games, but that was my mistake, not theirs. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be a good service? Do you think it's going to be better than PlayStation Now? Certainly better price than PlayStation Now. And do you think it's going to be a good thing moving forward? I've already said I think this would be great if they bundled it with the Scorpio when it's released. It would be fantastic and it would help sell the console. But whether Microsoft do that or not, I don't work for them and I can't convince them to do something like that. But it would be a good thing to do. But as I say, let me know in the comments. We'll have a chat. And in the meantime, I'm going to go and get myself a cold drink because it's bloody hot. And I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.